Hello, my name is Philip Wolf, and my goal is to change people's relationship to cannabis. So I'm going to walk around the streets of Breckenridge today and go answer some questions.
Do you think cannabis is a gateway drug to other harder drugs?
I don't think it's a gateway drug to other harder drugs because whenever you consume cannabis, it's what we call a feminine feeling, and so people go more internalized and process a lot more, where something like alcohol is more masculine, where people want to go out and actually try new things and, get outside of their body a little bit more. So I don't think it's a gateway drug per se, opposed to alcohol, but I also believe that, different experiences, even from coffee and that type of feelings can get you to maybe be more experimental with certain things.
So if you have children, do you have children?
I do not have children.
If you do, how early would you like for them to be introduced to cannabis?
Well, I think they should be introduced to cannabis in regards to understanding the plant and what it is at an early age. Just like what we do with different types of foods and medicines, tea, and coffees and stuff like that. As far as their personal use to it, I don't know the answer to that because I think it comes down to the individual person, their spiritual, mental, and physical makeup. And so I do think there's brain development that should happen over a period of time, and you should not get in the way of that. But also with the United States having it as a Schedule I substance, unfortunately, there hasn't been enough studies done to determine when that might affect the brain development of the child where cannabis could change that.
A lot of people don't understand. I mean, I've got a sister-in-law who's had 2 double back surgeries on her vertebrae. She does use the arnica, the double strength, the cream, because every now and again she does something and you can't get that pain away, but the cannabis infused cream actually works for her.
Yeah.
Whereas she's tried over-the-counter crap and stuff that the doctor's given her.
Doesn't work.
No.
Yeah, doesn't work.
But she's able to rub that on, and then she's got mobility.
Yeah.
It's no secret, the opioid crisis and just the addiction to a lot of the current pharmaceutical products that are available for mental health. Again, like I said, they're addictive. There's a lot of side effects, and so I'm curious to open that world a little bit more in Summit County of how we look at alternative therapies. And I think a lot of people, are microdosing with mushrooms and, different psychedelics and marijuana. And so I think the more, we can be open to research and seeing it for what it is and how it truly might help, is really important for how we view mental health and therapy. And so I hope that we can get to that place up here in Summit.
Yeah, me too. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed here in Colorado is people are buying more edibles than they are flower. And indica, sativa, at that point, I do think the indica edibles are more relaxing prior to bedtime, per se.
Well, I don't want to break your spirit here. Can I tell you something? Can I share something with you? Just like hash oil, most edibles, they extract the THC and they put it in the edible, and they don't have the other terpenes, which actually is what makes it indica and sativa. So most indica edibles and sativa edibles are the same.
Interesting. I've learned something.
I think it's important that people have education and also have safe places to consume it at, where someone with PTSD could actually go sit with someone, consume it under, a therapeutic type of way, supervision, and see if it works or not. And I don't know, to me it seems a little silly that people don't have that type of option. Would you agree?
Absolutely. No, I think they need to have all those options. I think anything that would help people is better. Yeah. And if you have a way to do it legally with supervision, to see how you respond to it, because not everybody responds to it the same way. Yeah. And so I totally agree. And it should be part of your insurance.
Yes, on the insurance. Yeah.
I do think that there's so many chemicals and so many poisons out there this day and age with medicines that we need to get a little bit more natural, a little bit more organic.
Yeah.
and helping people in a way that may not down the road 10 years from now affect their life and their livelihood. So
Myalgia, who was on like 10 different drugs, and she's off of almost all of them except 2 because of this. So, and she's a lot happier to be around too. I mean, in more ways than one, because the drugs were zoning her out. I mean, she couldn't really function with the drugs. She'd be in bed for days and days with all those drugs. So.
Well, I'm glad that she found cannabis that works for her, you know, and gosh, what a relief it must feel, just liberation of getting off of 8 different types of pills that you have to take every day. I could only imagine. You know, I think it's pretty understandable that 99.9% of the people understand that this isn't going to have serious effects like some of the pharmaceuticals and some of the alcohol can have as a side effect, you know, and so there's still people who don't want it. But I think we've realized with this experimentation of legalization in all these states that it's safe, and it is something that is, you know, should be a choice.
Is there an advantage to using smokable THC marijuana products as opposed to the CBD oils or edibles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, first off, it does have its benefits, but what's most important is that you check in with your own body and consume something that is best for it. And so if you're finding the full spectrum CBD oils working really well for you, I invite you to continue doing that. But what THC has the ability to do is it's called the entourage effect. And the entourage effect is where all of the cannabinoids and terpenes work together to give you the effect that you have whenever consuming. And so THC is a cannabinoid like CBD is a cannabinoid. And THC allows the CBD to act in certain ways. So for instance, some people believe, and this isn't scientifically proven, but whenever people use Phoenix tears oil, which is a high density concentrate of full spectrum oil with THC in it to fight cancer that people will use, they say the THC is what penetrates the cell to allow the CBD to ultimately get the cell to kill itself. And so, again, that's not factual evidence, but you can get an understanding of how THC and CBD can work together in certain sort of ways.
Yeah, I like the benefits of the tincture. I've seen the difference in my body and my joints and stuff as I get older, but wasn't crazy about smoking.